Hello and welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And at the Barre Class, which is this class, we have bars on the wall to move our hips and move with inspiration from the ballet. And behind us, those kettlebells where we'll press. And today, what will we do with those, Lauren?
Well, don't want to give everything away, but we are going to be changing levels in our presses. So stay tuned to that. First, we'll get started with a foot warm-up and maybe a little lead into one of those levels. If you don't have a kettlebell, don't worry. You could use a dumbbell or a body weight to pattern this press. Right now, let's start spreading open those toes with the feet underneath us, the hips gently push forward, and the cage over top. Let's push down into the floor to grow up. And once we're up here, let's just stay as high, tall as we can off the floor. Squeeze the cheeks. Now to test that balance right away, could you look around the room, moving your head? And then bringing it back to center, landing slowly on the floor, and then bending the knees and sitting back into that low squat. From here, let's peel the heels up off the floor, stay the same height, but now put one heel down and switch, other heel down. We're still reaching the hips back, trying to stay nice and low. Knees are pointed forward, ankles are pointed forward. We'll find a double rise, and then we'll slowly descend. Surprise, surprise, we're going back up. Push down to go back up, holding. Let's stay on those toes, and this time for real, we'll come all the way down. We'll land softly on the knees. Extend the hips through. Point the toes out the back. Then we'll hinge, warming up those wrists. Let's land first through the fingers, the calluses, and the full palms. We're warming up these wrists for our planks today as we get our core prepped. We'll rotate the elbow pits forward, pull the shoulders down out of the ears, and gently drift forward. Feeling that weight in your fingers, push yourself back. Repeat again. Pull yourself forward, and then push yourself back. Now, once you're nice and stacked, press the palms away from the floor, flick the fingers away, and give that a little shake. Before we go too far, let's do a plank right now. So with those hands on the floor, we'll step ourselves back, prepare for presses today with a strong foundation. That means our butt cheeks are squeezed, our kneecaps are pulled up, and our abs are braced. We're keeping our shoulders pulled out of our ears, and we're breathing and holding, and we're tight, 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 tight for 5, 3, 2, knees land. Push the floor away. Give that a little shake and wiggle, and Ian will take you through those splits.
Excellent. So we're sitting tall in that splits position. Make sure that your tailbone is tipped like that anterior tip or a cow posture, and lightly place the hands on the floor. For this series, let's dorsiflex or feet to shin shape of the ankles. Right away, breathe into that and make sure that that safe tension is showing itself through the groin adductors and the core and not onto the back. From here, let's do a rotation at the head to look towards a foot, and then turn through the torso the same way. Then we'll call it a hinge like Lauren did earlier, and just gently lean into that hamstring load on the straight legs, and then return yourself to the tall position, and then lead the head to the middle, and then follow with the rib cage. Same thing the other way. Head first, nice rotation, and then turning through the torso next. I do have 2 hands that straddle that leg, and keeping my spine long, I'll hinge into that nice long stretch, breathing all the way through, and then use the hands or hips to press yourself tall, reset the head to the middle, and then let the body follow. You might have been able to create a little bit more wiggle room in those hips, and as Lauren said, maybe we'll press, or maybe she didn't say, we'll press from this position a little bit later, but ensure that this is safe and cool for you in a bodyweight capacity before we add the kettlebell. For one last move from this position, let's hinge forward instead, keeping the spine nice and long, and you might be able to find your elbows, but making sure that the spine is long or extended here and avoid the rounding shape. And then using the hands, then the power of the core, let's get back up to tall. Final one, same thing. Each time, you might be able to go just a little bit further, but it's not a race nor a dare to do so, and make sure that you feel safe in the positions that you ask your body, or the positions that we ask your body to be in through today's practice. We're back up to tall sit, and from here, we'll hand it to Lauren as you finish the warm-up and then get to the bar.
Ooh. Let's make one more stop on our way back up in our plank position, getting ready for our first round of kettlebell holds. We'll push ourselves up or assemble up into our plank position. Shoulders down, cheeks squeezed, square hips. Now, just for a little bit of fun, could you lift a foot off the floor, but keep your hips square? Place that foot down, switch legs. No twisting or dipping. Keep the tension high. Breathe and brace one more time each side. Steady the core from the inside. Out. Last switch. Ooh, now hold it really tight. And the knees come down. Hands push away. We'll keep the toes tucked. We'll rock ourselves back into our low squats position. Heels high off the floor. Let's slowly ascend. 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, all the way to tall. Squeeze them, brace them, land softly, slowly, shake them. All right, sorry to interrupt, but this is an integral part.
I like it. I was going to suggest the same.
Good. Great minds, they think alike. We are going to hold this bell in our rack position. We'll stand over top of this bell. We'll prepare for liftoff. No pressing, but just get used to this load today. It's a hip hinge, a grip 1, 2, a cuddle, punch through. Ooh, as usual, this is always heavy the first time through, but we're thinking about driving the pinky towards the ceiling, keeping the shoulder low when we eventually press the bell high. Ribs over hips, cheeks are squeezed for 5, 3, 2, 2 hands tight to the body. Place it down, up, same thing, second side. Hinge, grip, pull to rack. I'm holding nice and tight. I feel so far away back there. So we're right now in our standing plank. This is the position we would press out of for 3, 2, and then hinge, placing the bell down. Take your time. Stand up, we'll head to the bar. Next.
More of the kettlebell later, but as Lauren just said, it's to the bar first. We warmed up those sissy squats or parallel squats. Let's just find our turned out position right away. Take a single leg to the front, turn out from the hip and replace the leg underneath, turned out. Then the same thing on the other side. Heels together or near together here. We'll do our squat or our plie right away on flat feet and then push those hips through, finishing nice and tall. Repeating again, knees over toes, and push those hips through to be tall. And final one, flat feet as long as you can, then the heels might lift to help you get lower and keep pushing those middle ankle bones forward. Then land on the heels and then fully commit to the hip extension. Tendu or point to the side, land toe ball heel, and repeat the same thing. Pull ourselves low as if between a toaster, and then push those hips through tall. Pull, plie here as we condition those knees to bend, and stretch, conditioning them to then extend. Repeating one more time, and we'll stay flat on the feet throughout this second position, and then push the hips through, and then let's find our balance on the toes. Push those ankle bones forward, keep the knees straight, ribs over those hips, prepare those feet for more balances later, but condition the heels down, point one way, connect heels, and then one single leg balance to finish off the set. Avoid leaning into the bar, so if anything, use the bar tension to push yourself over your standing leg hip. The knee is side, the toes are facing down, and the hips are always forward. Return to the ground, and just one balance on the other side, same thing. Pull up if there's tension in that plant flexed foot, pointing to the ground. The hips are forward, the ribs are stacked, we're breathing as always, and return back down to the ground, and then let it go. And it's to Lauren to do the kettlebell thing. Let's see what's up.
So level 1, we'll start nice and tall. We'll press from our usual position, which is standing, and today's number is brought to you by the number 2. You might think, that's so light, that's not very many. Just you wait. All right, so we're over top of our kettlebell, and we're pressing from standing first. Hip hinge, grip, pull to rack, 2 strong presses from standing. 2, bell pulls down, parks. Now with 2 presses in mind, we do hope you're using a heavy-ish bell here, where you could probably do 5 if I really made you, but it's a little heavy. Hip hinge, pull to rack, up, 1, pull down, up, 2, pull down. Great, can't wait to know what level 2 is.
We'll return to that kettlebell, but until then and again, it is back to that bar. Assemble in that first position, and this time we'll be doing our squat with that fondue action out front, side, and then back. It's our 2-foot squat. Now transfer weight to the inside leg and reach your leg forward. Leave it long, stand tall. Now do a single leg squat variation and extend the hip, bringing the foot back with us. Same thing to the side. Squat or plie, weight transfer to the side, stretch that standing leg hip, and then bend on the knee and ankle. And then from there, we'll stand up nice and tall, bring it back together. Same thing to the back, knees bend, transfer weight, reach back, straight legs on both. And now it's our single leg bend, and assemble those legs back together. And one more time to the side, a knee bend, leg out to the side, full stretch, and then bend that standing leg one more time, and pull in. Then find the ankle, and as we did before, always asking to add on, can we find that demi-point rise on those balls of feet? Heels high, calves engaged, but again, it happens from your butt cheeks there, those glutes, and then return to the first position, shake and wiggle. We'll switch sides, invite you to do the same thing now on the other side. We're in our first position with light grips on the bar. A 2-foot squat that turns into a single leg out front. Stretch the standing leg, bend the standing leg, stretch the standing leg, returning back to the first position. 2-foot squat. Reach to the side. Keep it as wide as you can as you stretch. Reach as long as you can as you bend, and then right back up tall, 2 feet underneath the hips. 2 feet down. Single leg reach back, stretched at the knee. Stretch the standing leg, bend the standing leg, and stretch the standing leg, assembling together. It's one more time to the side. Down on 2, reach to the side. Stretch that we're reaching in opposition both ways, and then bend that we're reaching down, and then final one, stand tall with both knees straight until we bend it, pull it to that ankle or coup de pied, ribs over the hips, push the hips forward to releve or find those demi points, and hold and breathe. And of course we could use some hands on the bar, but return to the ground with control. And that's it for me. It's back to Lauren.
Level 2, I feel like this needed like Game Boy music. Beep, boop, beep, boop. In level 2, we are going to be taking it down to our lunge position. Thank you. I always get level 2 and 3 confused. So come on down. We'll be pressing out of this lunge if you're up for it. We'll be taking the arm of the leg that's in the back, picking it up to our rack position, and pressing for 2 here. This is where you might start to be happy with that number 2. Remember, we still have abs, our feet are rooted in the floor. We're trying to keep that hip extended. Find stability here. Inhale to pull to rack, and 1. Inhale down, off tension. 2. Inhale, pull down. Whew. Feels a little different from that lunge position, but still feels strong. Same thing on the second side. Find stability before you pick up your bell. When you're ready, inhale to brace. Keep it. 1. Pull down. Balance. 2. Yes, balance is key. And then place bell down. Ooh, great work.
I am glad I chose that number 2, and that bell is just about right for me. I hope it doesn't get any heavier. I don't think it will, but it always feels a little more challenging, and the positions we'll explore
Theoretically.
next. That's right.
It won't.
So back to that first position underneath. It's very similar, but this time we'll be transferring our weight. So let's go down on a single leg and reach the other leg out front. Land toe ball heel. Push off the back leg with a straight leg. Assemble those heels together. Now reach out the back with a straight leg, land toe ball heel, point forward, return side. A single leg reach out to the side, then transfer weight, push straight legs, assemble together, and then reach back to the bar, toe ball heel and landing, push and assemble back. It's a single leg down, reach out the back, push forward, assemble feet, and then tendu reach, toe ball heel, point back, assemble, and one more time to the side, one more time to the side on our single leg bend, and then push to the bar and extend, and then back to the bar, toe ball heel, push, and then we're heels back together. Let's find the ankle and feel free to stay there, or find that knee passe position, and the hip of that lifting leg is reaching to the ground. Light tension on the bar is welcome, and not right now, but could you transfer that weight to the balls of feet as if to find the releve, and then back to first, shakes and wiggles, same thing then, other side. If I can get that right. There was a little bit of a mix up there, but we'll figure it out here. It's a single leg bend as the other leg's extending, and land toe ball heel, straight leg out the back, assemble to first. Then reach out the back, toe ball heel, point front, return. Now single leg, that's the one. Land toe ball heel, assemble straight legs together, and then point one way and go the other. It's a single leg to the back. We got it right that time. We'll push forward, legs assemble back, and then point, toe ball heel, straight leg together, and a single leg bend, I got it right. And we'll push together, and then reach back to the bar, pushing towards Lauren to return to the bar side, then climb the leg towards the knee. The knee is side, the feet are down, the ribs are over the hips. It's always that checklist. It is relentless. Keep going through it. And just like I can see Lauren encouraging there, finding that demi point for the next set. Back to the first position. And now it is set number 3.
Set number 3. So now we are going to take away 2 bases of support, kind of, and come down to our tall kneel. So knees towards over toes. And just as we were in that warm up in this tall kneel position, you can either have your feet tucked out behind you or a pointed foot, whatever is more comfortable for you. First side, really remember to keep that cage down, but your hips forward here. Practice that right now. Pushing the hips forward, keeping the cage down, and avoid that back bend as you press the bell towards overhead. Wear it here, not here. First side, 2, hip hinge, pull to rack, 1, inhale down, 2, inhale down. Great. Bell goes down, stays down. Same thing. Second side. Hinge grip. Pull and 1. Inhale, pull down. 2. Inhale, pull down. Oh, great. That was level 3 there. We have one more new level to come, but you already know what it is.
We'll get there in short order. It's back to the bar, working on some circle shapes, but we'll work from that circle at the knee on the diagonal. Let's pull up a single leg to the ankle. We've been there, and we've challenged it towards the knee then as well. First, I'll straighten out that leg on the diagonal, and then draw this inside circle back to the standing leg knee, and then extending out on the knee again. Repeat one more time, an inside circle there, and then back out. Now this time, we'll draw a straight line to the knee, and then that circle shape going out, and repeat one more time to the knee, and then to the straight leg, and back to the knee. Now as Lauren did in that previous set, testing that releve or the demi point strength, find the demis, keep looking forward, keep breathing, and I'm leaning to the bar. I'm really trying to lean away from it to stay stacked, and then return to first position and back down with control. Same thing then on the other side. So a D shape is maybe more true than a complete circle, but we'll go in to out and then back and forth. That's right. Woo! Just like we're folding in eggs in a cake or something like that. It's way easier to do it like this. That's right. Trying to work on the knee. So bring it up towards the knee. It could be at the ankle, but here we are. And then we'll extend. I'm drawing a circle to the midline from the front to the knee to extend. Repeating one more time, inside and then out. And I'll draw a line to my knee and then reach it to forward, maintaining that turnout. And it's one more time to the knee and one more time out to the side. Return to the passe, maybe arms in that first position, and find again that nice strong releve position. And if it's easy, which it isn't, look at your training partner. Woo! Nice work, nice work. And then return to the first position and back down. Back to Lauren. I wonder what's in store here.
Level 4, we'll bring it all the way back to our warm-up where we sat down in our splits, and we're going to press out of that position, if that feels okay for you. If it doesn't, maybe you just sit in this position and hold the bell in the rack, or you go back and revisit either our standing presses, our lunge, or our double kneel. We're sitting up nice and tall. We're still aiming for the number 2. For this, I like to have my flexed feet, breathing, bracing. Inhale, pull, and 1. Inhale down. 2. Oh, good. Bell comes down. Yeah, that number 2. The count would be happy with that this week.
Yeah.
Same thing, second side. Pull to rack. 1. Inhale down. Oh, yeah.
There you go, Lauren.
And then pull down. And place down. Ooh-wee. Level 4 done. We have one more level, so stay tuned.
Great.
It's nice down here.
It's time to come up. Come on up. Take your time, though, and make those transitions up, celebrating what you just did on the floor. We do have the whole spectrum gamut of kettlebells here, ranging from 6 kgs all the way to the very seldom touched 40s over in the corner. But doing things like that can make your kettlebell a little bit harder, a little bit heavier, without having to invest any more money in a new one. So challenge yourself in these ways and those ways, but first, it's to the bar ways. Back towards the fondue exercise. We introduced a new one last week. Let's pick up where we left off with that. So the knees bend together, finding a single leg, and we'll straighten the knees out front. Then repeating the cross pattern, it goes back to the ankle, and then out to the side. Then to the back of the ankle, with a full leg stretch out the rear, and then it goes one more time to the back of the ankle, and then to the side. Find your balance, and this time find the knee on the down, and then right back up. Continue to find the knee on the down phase, and further extend the knee higher on the out. Back of the knee, and full stretch out the back, and one more time, out to the side. Now find that knee position or passe, and let's hold an attitude position out front, with or without the assistance of the bar, and then transfer through the passe into that attitude position out the back, straight legs, squeezing bum cheeks, and definitely engaged cores here, and then back to passe, ride the leg back down, and finish in a controlled first position, and shake. And I kind of felt that maybe one hand was doing a lobster claw thing. It's a lot of effort, a lot of work. We'll try to coordinate those arms in there a little bit later, but just like Lauren, give it a little shake and wiggle before we repeat that now on the other side. The knees bend together, flat foot, and then straighten together out front. They bend together and then straighten out to the side. It's the back of the ankle and a full stretch of that knee and hip out the rear. And then final time on the flat foot, leg to the side. Now find the ball of foot and then find the knee on the down phase and let it go higher on the demi. Find the knee on the down phase, higher yet again on that demi, on the back of the knee, and a full stretch out to the back, and then final time, knee bend, and then to the side. Stay on that demi or find that flat foot if that's for you, and then challenge the attitude position in the front through that passe position, and then that attitude also out the back. Straight legs, cramping glutes, breathing with control, back to passe, ride the leg down, and finish with the ankles forward in your first position. Set 5.
Set number 5, and it's presser's choice. I always like finishing this routine with you choose the ending here. Whether you want to revisit your standing position, revisit your lunge, your double kneel, or your V-sit, you pick. What do you pick?
What do you pick?
I was going to pick what you didn't pick. I'm going to go back to the lunge.
Tall kneel for me.
All right.
Tall kneel.
So assume your position. Prepare for liftoff by rooting the feet, bracing the abs, inhaling, and up. 1. Inhale down. Up. 2. Inhale down. Nice presses. Place that back down. Give it a little shake and wiggle. Set up for the other side. Here we go, last set of 2. Inhale to brace. 1. Inhale, pull down. 2. Inhale, pull down. Great. Now, over the course of the weeks, our goal ultimately by the end of these 7 weeks is to press our kettlebell 5 by 5, 5 reps, 5 times each side. And you may say, well, we dropped our reps this week. And I would say, that's okay. We changed how we press that kettlebell. We used our core a little bit more in those different positions. And though we did decrease those reps, hopefully you see that benefit next week when we come back and add a rep to our standing press in week 5. So
Count
stay tuned.
me in.
But until then,
it's one more thing on the bar with me and a nice weight transfer with Lauren to finish. So on the bar with me here, it's those leg lifts and leg holds. Let's start in our first position and tendu that outside leg to the front. Similar to that bat maul, we'll lift it up for 2 quick ones and hold on the third. 1, 2, 3, lift and down. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, lift and down. And now on the count of 3, we're gonna hold it. 1, 2, 3, hold it and hold it. Test yourself and maybe transfer that weight to the demi points, perhaps to find the releve. Then tendu down and back to first. It's gonna be once to the front for 3. This time is the only and final time to that right-hand side for me. Tendu out. 3, 2, 1, up and down. 3, 2, 1, up and down. And 3, 2, 1, up and hold and keep extending that hip forward. And that is definitely cramping those quads. And we'll tendu tap and pull together. Right on. We'll switch sides. Let's do it one last time. 3 to the front, 3 to the side, and a nice little in-center movement with Lauren to finish. Tendu or point to the front. 3, 2, 1, up and down. Cramp the standing leg. 3, 2, 1, up and down. And one more time. 3, 2, 1, up and hold, and just keep extending that standing hip as if to find releve, and then tendu back to first. Back out to that side position, cramp up that standing leg, maintain that turnout, and 3, 2, 1, up, down, 3, 2, 1, up, down, and 3, 2, 1, up, and hold, and maybe find that releve and lift it up higher, and then with control, return and close. That's it for me. One last little bit with Lauren here, and then we'll forever shake it out until next week.
all right, in center, I'd like to just rotate our legs in the socket as we finish today's practice. So we'll start in that turned out position, nice and tall. We'll point a leg to one side, and then we're going to land on it. So we'll pull ourselves over. Getting stacked on that standing leg, keeping the hips nice and level. Let's take this femur and turn it in so big bone of leg hides the inseam, and then turns open from the hip. Let's do the same thing, but a little more balanced. So flex the foot and repeat the same action. Rotate in on the leg and then rotate open. Repoint the foot, bring the leg to the front. Nothing else moved. Repeat the same action. Internal rotation on the femur, external rotation, so show the inseam. Flex the foot, turn the leg in, turn the leg open, point the foot, send it to the side. Land toe ball heel, pull yourself over, repeat on the other side. Standing leg extended, touching, turn the femur in, turn the femur open. Flex the foot, turn the leg in, turn the leg open. Point the foot, nothing moves but the leg in the socket as you draw it to the front. Turn the leg in, turn the leg open. Flex the foot, rotate in, rotate, open, point the leg, send it back to the side. This time we'll pull across onto a bent leg. We're going to transfer our weight. Remember, we have muscles here to use, not just our knee. As we lift this leg just off the floor, keep the inseam up as you draw the circle to the front, and then back to the side. Can we keep the hip low and try to lift it a little higher? And bring it to the front. Now hold. Push it down on the standing leg to straighten, trying to lift everything up. Then rebend to the standing leg. Send this leg to the side. Land it. Pull across. Repeat second side last time. Knee is bent, supported with your muscles. Little bit off the floor first. Keep the inseam up, the pelvis stationary as the leg moves, and then back to the side. This time the hip stays low, the leg lifts. We'll bring it back to the front. Well, I hear some heavy breathing back there as we push down to stand up tall, trying to lift this leg. It's gotten a little heavier. And then kneel bend, lift the leg to the side, land toe ball heel, pull to center, push down, press away.
You mean. I thought we were done with those leg lifts and the battements, but Lauren, for good reasons, made us stress them out just that little bit more, which makes us a little bit stronger. So we started this practice strong. I know that I finished stronger, and really hope that you like and subscribe this video as well as you feel stronger with each practice that goes by.
On Saturday morning, we'll play with our body weight, so all you need is this and a little bit of space. We'll roll, we'll crawl, we'll get towards upside down. Next week, it's week 5 of all of our practices. Wow. So stay tuned as we continue staying consistent. Check out all those videos in the archives, and until next time, take care.
Stay strong.
And let's train soon.
Have a good day.
Goodbye.